Shubhra Dar is from Mumbai, India, and she's a senior studying communications with a minor in human resources. She's traveled over 8,000 miles to fulfill her lifelong dream of studying here at Rutgers University. She can speak 3 different languages, and when her head is not stuck in a book, she's exploring places, sketching, or obsessing over all things Harry Potter. Love it. Please welcome to the stage, Shubhra Dar.
Why are you so quiet? Growing up, this question was asked to me multiple times by family and friends. To be honest, I didn't know either. I was constantly labeled as shy, quiet, and awkward. I wouldn't get invited to hang out with friends because it wasn't fun and entertaining to be around someone who didn't talk much. I had lots of things to say, but my mind stopped me from saying them. They say that your mind is a really powerful and wonderful thing, but I had a hard time believing that because I was convinced that my mind hates me. My mind convinced me that everyone around me makes negative judgments about me. And as a result, I care a lot about what other people think of me. When someone compliments me, I feel like they are complimenting me out of pity and not because they genuinely mean it. When my friends ask me to go to clubs with them, I avoid it by saying I'm sick, maybe next time. In classes, despite knowing the answer, I do not raise my hand because I'm afraid of being wrong and humiliating myself. Whenever I go to restaurants, I keep practicing the order in my head multiple times because I do not want to stumble on my words and make a fool of myself. I delay answering calls because I hate impromptu conversations. When listening to music on the bus with my earphones on, I lower the volume of my phone because I am afraid that someone might hear what music I'm listening to and judge my music choices. In an attempt to find answers, I poured all my emotions onto Google's search box. The first 3 words that popped up were social anxiety disorder. However, it wasn't until my junior year of college that I gathered the courage to go to a counselor. I lived for 8 years of my life with social anxiety without even knowing that I had it. You see, I grew up in India where no one really talks about mental health. I was always shushed when talking about my aunt who had schizophrenia. My aunt's last words were, "Mujhe maaf karo." Please forgive me for being a burden to look after. A society that gets uncomfortable at the mention of mental health and makes people with mental illnesses feel like a burden made me remain silent about mine. 2 years ago, my social anxiety was so bad that it was hindering me from doing basic things. I remember when I first moved into my apartment at Rutgers with roommates I didn't know. They threw a party in the living room and I locked myself up in my room because I did not want to cross paths with strangers. I wanted to get food and water from the kitchen, but I didn't because I was convinced that all eyes would be on me if I walked out. So that night, I starved myself. That night, I was so frustrated with myself, I cried myself to sleep. It was that night that I decided I had enough. I did not want to live a life I couldn't fully live. I decided to join group therapy because I had reached my breaking point. I met others with social anxiety, and for the first time, I did not feel alone or out of place. The counselors recreated social situations for us. They would pretend to be interviewers, professors, or even a random person at a party, and we practiced interacting with them so that we would be able to do it in reality. At first, when I encountered these situations, I could feel a tightness in my chest. I thought I wasn't progressing at all. But I soon realized that I never quit, and that was progress. Every time I was in a situation that made me uncomfortable, I still faced it. Sure, every time I went for an interview, I thought multiple times about canceling it or making an excuse and walking out the door, but I never did. I never quit trying, no matter how uncomfortable I was. Last semester, I stumbled upon the opportunity to teach a 1-credit class at Rutgers. How was I possibly going to interact with 30 strangers for 80 minutes every week? I remember when I first walked into the classroom, the voice in my mind was telling me that all the students are gonna hate me and judge me. However, I took a deep breath and I told myself that I wasn't going to let my social anxiety stop me this time. I walked in and taught the class just fine. At my group therapy, I was asked to create a list of social situations that caused me anxiety. By teaching that one credit class, I had crossed off interacting with strangers from my list. And since then, I've been able to cross off every situation from my list except one. Something that topped my list was public speaking. This is me.
Great job. One more time, Shubha Chadar, everybody.